Ever imagined having a unique superpower, like the ability to feel no pain regardless of the injury, or possessing bones so dense they're stronger than an average human's? These incredibly rare traits are found in only 1 in a million people. In this video, we'll reveal some of the unbelievable and unique body features. CIPA, a life without pain. Imagine a life without pain. No matter the injury, you feel nothing. While that might sound like a superpower, for those with congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, CIPA, it's a life-threatening condition. CIPA is a rare genetic disorder that disrupts the nervous system, preventing individuals from feeling pain or sensing temperature changes. This absence of pain means serious injuries, like fractures, cuts, or burns, can go completely unnoticed. Even more dangerous, people with CIPA are unable to sweat. Since sweating helps regulate body temperature, they're at constant risk of overheating or dehydration, especially on hot days. Without pain as a warning signal, individuals with CIPA often continue using injured limbs, leading to infections, joint damage, and in extreme cases, limb loss. Many children with CIPA unintentionally harm themselves, biting their tongues or injuring their eyes, without realizing it. Living with CIPA requires extreme care and constant monitoring. Even small injuries demand immediate attention to prevent complications. Over time, the body accumulates damage from unnoticed trauma, often resulting in long-term disabilities. Although a pain-free life may seem desirable, CIPA reveals the vital role pain plays in our survival. Pain isn't just discomfort, it's the body's alarm system, keeping us safe from harm. The Contortionist. Troy James always knew his body was extraordinary. From a young age, he possessed a rare gift, extreme flexibility that allowed him to twist and contort in seemingly supernatural ways. For years, Troy kept his unique abilities hidden, fearing ridicule and rejection. His secret came to light when a friend filmed him performing a signature move, crawling upside down on all fours like a creature from a horror film, and posted it online. The video quickly went viral, transforming his private talent into a global phenomenon. Today, Troy embraces his flexibility, leveraging it for a thriving career in entertainment. He's become a sought-after performer in film and television, cast in roles that demand an otherworldly physical presence. What was once a source of self-doubt has become his professional calling. While Troy's abilities are exceptional, he isn't alone in captivating audiences with his contortionist skills. Other performers have also astounded crowds worldwide with their incredible bodily control. One American contortionist, for example, gained fame by dislocating limbs, rotating his torso a full 180 degrees, and moving with an eerie, almost inhuman grace, leaving audiences in awe. Fotic sneeze reflex. While most sneezes are triggered by irritants like dust or pollen, a fascinating phenomenon known as the photic sneeze reflex, or sun sneezing, causes some individuals to sneeze in response to bright light. The term photic comes from the Greek word phos, meaning light, and this curious condition affects a surprisingly large portion of the global population, approximately 1 in 4 people worldwide, and between 18% and 35% of Americans. For those with this reflex, stepping into direct sunlight or even glancing towards a bright window can instantly trigger a sneeze. This automatic response often catches people off guard. In 2010, researchers conducted an online study with 10,000 participants to investigate this unusual reflex. Participants simply indicated whether they sneezed in reaction to light, and their DNA was then analyzed for genetic patterns. The intriguing discovery, published in the journal PLOS Genetics, revealed a subtle but significant genetic variation. Individuals with the photic sneeze reflex often have a C at a specific point in their genetic code where most people have a T. While this genetic difference appears to be the key, scientists still don't fully understand why this reflex developed. For now, it remains a harmless, slightly inconvenient, and oddly fascinating biological mystery. Golden blood. While most people know about the 8 primary blood types, the science of human blood is far more intricate, with millions of variations. Among the rarest is a type often referred to as golden blood, scientifically known as Rh null. This incredibly rare blood type has been identified in only 43 individuals worldwide. What makes golden blood so remarkable is its complete lack of all 61 antigens in the Rh system, the largest and most complex blood group system in humans. First discovered in an Australian Aboriginal woman, Rh null blood is considered a universal donor type for anyone with rare Rh-related blood types, making it invaluable in life-saving transfusions. However, its rarity presents serious challenges. Only 9 known people in the world are active Rh null blood donors, making access to it in emergencies extremely difficult. Despite the nickname, golden blood isn't actually gold in color, it's still red like all other blood types. Back in 1961, doctors believed that a person born without Rh antigens couldn't survive. That theory was disproven, and those with Rh null blood can live perfectly healthy lives. Still, the rarity and universal compatibility of golden blood make it one of the most fascinating discoveries in transfusion medicine. Heterochromia iridum. Have you ever gazed into someone's eyes and noticed they were completely different colors, one a vivid blue, the other a deep amber? That rare and mesmerizing condition is called heterochromia, where each eye displays a distinct color. While commonly seen in animals like huskies and Turkish van cats, heterochromia also occurs in humans, though it's considered quite rare. Fewer than 200,000 people in the United States are believed to have this unique trait. Heterochromia results from differences in melanin, the pigment that determines the color of our skin, hair, and eyes. It can be genetic and present from birth, or acquired later in life due to injury, illness, or even certain medications. In many inherited cases, scientists trace the condition to spontaneous mutations or a limited gene pool. Though visually striking, heterochromia typically doesn't affect vision or overall eye health. The condition can appear in various forms. Sometimes one eye is entirely a different color, or a portion of the iris may be a contrasting hue. A striking example involves 2 brothers from Turkey, Karim and Meet Selman. Born 7 years apart, both share the same eye pattern, a brown left eye and a blue right eye. Their condition is harmless, and apart from occasional curiosity, it hasn't affected their lives. Rather than being seen as odd, heterochromia often becomes a source of pride. It's a captivating, natural feature, like a subtle spell woven into someone's gaze, that adds a unique touch of beauty and intrigue to those lucky enough to have it. Narcolepsy. We've all found ourselves dozing off during a boring lecture or a slow meeting. For most people, these moments are rare and manageable. But for individuals with narcolepsy, sleep isn't a choice. It can strike without warning, turning everyday life into a constant battle to stay awake. Narcolepsy is a chronic neurological disorder that affects the brain's ability to regulate sleep-wake cycles, and it's far more serious than the punchlines it's often reduced to. Those with narcolepsy can experience sudden sleep attacks, overwhelming urges to sleep that come on even in the middle of conversation, meals, or while driving. Some also suffer from cataplexy, a sudden temporary loss of muscle control triggered by intense emotions like laughter or excitement. A funny joke can quite literally cause someone to collapse. Other symptoms include vivid hallucinations as one is falling asleep or waking up, making dreams feel eerily real, and episodes of sleep paralysis, where a person is conscious but temporarily unable to move or speak. Together, these symptoms make narcolepsy a complex and often misunderstood condition. Interestingly, several famous figures have lived with narcolepsy. Jimmy Kimmel has spoken openly about his excessive daytime sleepiness. Cyclist Jean-François Bernard reportedly struggled with symptoms during his career. Even Winston Churchill's unusual sleep patterns have led some to speculate he may have had narcoleptic traits. So the next time you see someone fighting off sleep at an odd time, consider that it might not be laziness or boredom. It could be narcolepsy, a real and challenging condition that deserves empathy and awareness. Double eyelashes. Some people are born with it, while others develop it due to a rare genetic mutation. Either way, it's a condition that makes you look twice. Called dystichiasis, this rare disorder causes a second row of eyelashes to grow, often from an abnormal location on the eyelid. It happens when cells meant to form oil glands instead become hair follicles, resulting in these unexpected extra lashes. Though not dangerous, dystichiasis can be quite uncomfortable. The additional lashes usually grow from the inner lining of the eyelid, where they can irritate the eye's surface. This irritation often leads to redness, watery eyes, light sensitivity, or the feeling that something is constantly stuck in your eye. In a culture that glorifies long lashes, the idea of a second set might sound like a beauty jackpot. But the reality is more complicated. These lashes aren't always symmetrical or easy to manage. They can grow in awkward directions and may require frequent trimming or medical removal to prevent discomfort or eye damage. Still, in a world obsessed with bold beauty trends, where eyelash extensions and lifts dominate, the idea of naturally doubled lashes could one day be embraced as a fashion-forward anomaly. Perhaps distichiasis will move from a rare genetic condition to the next unexpected style statement, showing up on runways or in viral beauty content. Highlander syndrome. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wished for the fountain of youth? If so, perhaps you'd desire a diagnosis of Highlander syndrome, though you might want to be careful what you wish for. This rare condition causes individuals to appear incredibly young on the outside, while aging normally on the inside. Sounds like a dream, right? Not quite. While staying baby-faced might seem like a blessing, Highlander syndrome often comes with serious developmental delays. Puberty arrives late, if at all, voice changes can be minimal or non-existent, and growth is significantly slowed. So, while your appearance may never betray your age, your body might struggle to keep up in other ways. Take Hyun-Myung-shin, for instance, a Korean man who looks like a cheerful preteen but is actually over 30 years old. With a soft, youthful voice, no facial hair, and round baby cheeks, Shin doesn't exhibit any outward signs of adulthood. He has Highlander syndrome, and while he's tried various makeover techniques to appear older, none have truly worked. But is he bothered by it? Maybe a little, but he hasn't let it stop him. Despite the unusual circumstances, Shin is healthy and lives a unique double life, part boy, part grown man. And while his reflection may never match the number on his ID, he's found a way to embrace his extraordinary reality, the birthmark girl. Throughout ancient history, birthmarks were often surrounded by myths and mysterious explanations. Yet in reality, their medical basis is far more straightforward. Most people either have a birthmark or know someone who does. Medically referred to as melanocytic nevi, or simply moles, these marks can appear anywhere on the body and are usually harmless, requiring no treatment. In rare cases, however, a melanocytic nevus can develop into melanoma, a form of skin cancer. Typically, nevi are one solid color, ranging from dark brown to shades close to the natural skin tone. They tend to be round or oval and symmetrical, often no larger than a pencil eraser. Some are congenital, meaning they appear at birth, while others develop later. Larger or irregularly shaped moles may be classified as atypical. In some old European traditions, birthmarks were considered lucky. Touching someone with one was believed to bring good fortune. One remarkable woman, born with a rare condition that caused birthmarks to cover nearly 60% of her body, might be the perfect embodiment of that old belief. Sadly, her early years were marked by bullying and cruelty, leaving deep emotional wounds. It took 6 years of therapy to help her rediscover her self-worth. But rather than hide, she stepped into the spotlight as a model. Today, she is a symbol of strength, beauty, and the power of embracing one's uniqueness. Long legs. A Texas high schooler is turning heads and breaking records, not just on the volleyball court, but globally. Macy Curran, a teenager who plays for her school's volleyball team, now holds the world record for the longest legs on a woman. Her left leg measures an astounding 53.2 inches, while her right isn't far behind at 52.9 inches. Macy competed in the USA Volleyball Girls Junior National Championships, where her towering stature likely gave her a serious edge, and it's safe to say she made quite the impression. Her extraordinary height isn't just a topic of fascination, it also brings real-world challenges and adjustments. Standing at 6 feet 10 inches tall, Macy is only inches away from overtaking the current tallest woman in the world, China's Sun Fang, who holds the title at 7 feet 3 inches. What makes Macy's height even more remarkable is that her legs alone account for nearly 60% of her total height. Living with such proportions means everyday tasks often require extra planning. Her bed is outfitted with a twin extra-large mattress and clothing, especially jeans, usually has to be custom-made. Some vehicles are simply too small for her frame, which can make transportation tricky. But despite the unique hurdles, Macy embraces her height with confidence and optimism. She's grown into her features, both physically and emotionally, and now proudly uses her platform to inspire others to love and accept their bodies just as they are. Full-bearded ladies. Excessive facial hair growth in women is often linked to high levels of androgens, particularly testosterone. This condition can stem from hormonal disorders like polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, adrenal gland imbalances, or even certain medications. One woman who has brought widespread awareness to this issue is Harnum Kaur, a body positivity advocate from the United Kingdom. Diagnosed with PCOS, Harnum experienced symptoms such as irregular periods, acne, and noticeable facial hair growth. As a teenager, she faced severe bullying and social isolation because of her appearance. For a long time, she struggled with shame and self-doubt. But instead of hiding, Harnum chose to embrace her condition, growing out her beard and challenging the very definition of femininity. Her boldness led to international recognition. She set a Guinness World Record for the longest full beard on a woman, measuring 6 inches, and became the first bearded woman to walk the runway at London Fashion Week in 2016. Harnum has used her platform to raise awareness about PCOS and to promote self-acceptance. Her journey is not just about breaking records, it's about breaking stereotypes. Today, she stands as a symbol of resilience, encouraging others to embrace what makes them unique. Albinism. Albinism, while often recognized by its striking visual characteristics, is a complex genetic condition that affects individuals worldwide. For someone to be born with albinism, both parents must carry the gene, even if they themselves do not exhibit symptoms. In the United States, it's estimated that approximately 1 in 20,000 people have some form of albinism. However, in certain parts of Africa, the rate is significantly higher, around 1 in 5,000. Unfortunately, in some regions, individuals with albinism tragically face discrimination, superstition, or even threats to their safety due to harmful cultural beliefs. There's also a rarer form of the condition called ocular albinism, which primarily affects the eyes rather than the skin or hair. People with this condition may appear only slightly lighter than their family members, but their eye color and vision are usually impacted more significantly. Experts estimate that ocular albinism affects between 1 in 20,000 and 1 in 50,000 people, making it even more uncommon than the more visible form of the condition. Tetrachromacy. Tetrachromacy, or tetrachromatic vision, is a rare and remarkable condition that feels almost like a superpower. While most people see the world using 3 types of cone cells in their eyes, tetrachromats have a 4th type. This extra cone allows them to perceive millions of additional color variations that are invisible to the average person. Imagine being able to distinguish subtle shades of blue, green, or red that all look the same to others. Tetrachromacy is believed to affect up to 25% of people, but having the genetic potential doesn't always mean someone experiences enhanced color perception. Most confirmed tetrachromats are women, likely because women have 2 X chromosomes, increasing the chance of inheriting the gene responsible for the 4th cone type. Scientists are still studying the extent of this ability and why only some people with the extra cone truly see more colors. A fun way to explore whether you might be a tetrachromat comes from Professor Diana Derville, who developed a simple online test. It involves identifying how many distinct colors appear in a spectrum image. So, next time you're gazing at a sunset or colorful artwork, ask yourself, are you seeing just colors or an entire hidden dimension of them? Shortest woman alive. Most of us, as kids, eagerly awaited the day we were tall enough to ride the biggest roller coaster, a true rite of passage. That moment of pure thrill, and maybe a little nausea, when our head finally touched the measuring line. But for one woman in India, that moment will likely never come, not due to a lack of courage, but because of her extraordinary height. Jyoti Amge holds the title of the world's shortest living woman, standing at just 2 feet tall. Her remarkably petite frame is the result of a rare genetic condition known as achondroplasia, a form of dwarfism that severely restricts bone growth. Jyoti's final adult height is a mere 24 inches, and she weighs only about 9 pounds. Her appearance is often described as doll-like, and her size has fascinated people around the globe. While amusement park rides designed for adults may remain out of reach due to strict height and safety regulations, Jyoti has carved out a unique place in the world. She's been featured in international media, starred in television shows, and continues to embrace her difference with confidence. Diabetes insipidus. We all know the feeling of thirst, usually solved with a quick glass of water. But for people like Mark Woodenhorst, it's a constant battle. Mark has a rare condition called diabetes insipidus, which disrupts the body's ability to regulate fluids. Unlike the more common type of diabetes related to blood sugar, this condition stems from a hormonal imbalance that affects water retention. The result? Extreme thirst, frequent urination, and an endless cycle of drinking and losing fluids. Mark lives with this every day, needing water almost hourly. Even after drinking, his body can't retain the fluid, causing him to urinate almost immediately. This relentless cycle even interrupts his sleep, as he wakes up multiple times each night just to use the bathroom. Oddly enough, drinking too much water, something people with diabetes insipidus must do, can also be dangerous. It may lead to water intoxication, where the sodium in the body becomes too diluted. This imbalance can impact brain function and, in severe cases, become life-threatening. While managing the condition is a constant challenge, Mark continues to adapt. His journey highlights the delicate balance between staying hydrated and staying safe, a reality few of us ever have to consider. Excess skin. In 1993, a baby boy was born in Southeast Australia with a remarkable and rare condition. He had so much extra skin that it could wrap around his body twice. His father was understandably shocked. Unsure of how such an unusual feature could occur in a human, medical professionals, equally baffled, began researching the phenomenon to understand its cause. They discovered that the boy's skin contained hyaluronic acid at a concentration 100 times higher than normal, an occurrence typically seen in some animals, such as puppies. Interestingly, by the time the boy turned 12, his skin had completely normalized, shedding the excess and returning to a more typical appearance. Despite the initial shock and confusion, his condition was temporary, and his skin gradually adjusted over time. Polycoria. Polycoria is a rare and fascinating eye condition where 2 or more pupils appear within a single iris. Imagine discovering that your eye doesn't just have one pupil, but multiple tiny openings allowing in light. It's an unusual visual anomaly that often sparks surprise and curiosity. Polycoria can be congenital, meaning it's present from birth, or it can develop later due to certain iris-related medical conditions. Because it's so uncommon, scientists are still working to understand what causes it and how it affects vision. What's particularly interesting is that polycoria often goes undetected for years. Some people don't realize they have it until adulthood. While it might not seem as disruptive as needing glasses at a young age, it can still interfere with how the iris and pupils function, sometimes causing vision problems such as light sensitivity or difficulty focusing. Adding to its intrigue, polycoria has been linked to another unusual trait: long, prominent eyelashes. Though not fully understood, this surprising association adds a touch of whimsy to an already mysterious condition. For those affected, what may seem like a minor cosmetic difference could actually be hiding a rare and little-known feature of the eye, one that continues to puzzle and fascinate researchers. Gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is a common condition in males involving the benign enlargement of breast glandular tissue. Unlike pseudogynecomastia, which results from fat buildup due to obesity, gynecomastia stems from a hormonal imbalance, specifically when estrogen levels outweigh testosterone. This condition can appear at different life stages. In newborns, it's often caused by maternal estrogen and usually fades within weeks. During puberty, many boys develop temporary breast enlargement, which typically resolves within a few years. In older men, age-related hormonal shifts and increased body fat can also lead to gynecomastia. Aside from natural hormonal changes, other factors may contribute. These include certain medications such as antidepressants, antibiotics, heart and ulcer treatments, and drugs used for prostate cancer. Additionally, conditions such as liver disease, kidney failure, Thyroid disorders, specific tumors, or genetic disorders like Klinefelter syndrome can disrupt hormonal balance. Even malnutrition can lower testosterone and lead to the condition. Symptoms include swollen or tender breast tissue, nipple sensitivity, or pain. It may affect one or both breasts, sometimes unevenly. While often physically harmless, gynecomastia can cause emotional distress. In many cases, it resolves naturally. Persistent or severe cases may require hormone treatment or surgery. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let us know by clicking the like button, do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.